Nuclear energy has three key benefits. The first is that it's both firm and clean, so it's available 24/7, 365 in all weather conditions. It makes it the perfect complement to things like wind and solar to get to an affordable, reliable, carbon-free grid. The second is the fact that nuclear creates thousands of well-paying, long-lasting jobs, which is critical to achieving this administration's goals to ensure that the clean energy transition results in good-paying jobs for all Americans. Third is the fact that nuclear can provide energy security that allows us to reduce our reliance on non-US or non-allied sources of energy and ensure that we're not vulnerable to energy supply disruptions. Nuclear is the safest form of electricity generation that we have. If you look at the full life cycle, from the mining and the construction that go into making technologies, through operations, and then ultimately through the decommissioning of energy facilities, nuclear's safety record is unsurpassed. So we've got more than 60 years of experience operating commercial nuclear power plants in the United States. And those plants have exhibited just an outstanding safety record. When you look at the full life cycle of what goes into producing energy, from the mining, the fabrication, the construction that goes into building facility, through the operations and maintenance, and ultimately through the decommissioning of that plant, what studies in the US and abroad have found is that nuclear is on par with things like wind and solar in terms of the lowest safety impacts to both workers and the public. Several things. First of all, when things do happen in the nuclear industry, as they do in any industry, the industry has mechanisms to ensure that those lessons are shared and learned across the sector. So for example, in nuclear, we have something called the Institute for Nuclear Power Operations, which ensures information sharing and operational practice sharing across the industry. We've also, by virtue of more than 6 decades of safe commercial reactor operations, learned how to improve things like fuel performance, the availability of cooling systems that would be needed in an emergency, to ensure that there are multiple layers of protection and multiple systems available in the event that something does go wrong. That's why nuclear has had such an outstanding record of safety performance over these past 60 years, and why we expect the next generation of nuclear to be even better. Two key ways. First is through the incorporation of advanced fuel types that take advantage of the 60 years of operating experience we have with today's reactors. The second way is through the incorporation of safety features that don't require active systems like pumps or valves, but actually rely on things like gravity and natural convection to ensure that the reactors, the workers, and the public stay safe.